We're going to sing this song. You know the glory of that song? Anybody knows? Srila Prabhupada was asked by Jamuna Devi, what is the best song he likes the most? So Srila Prabhupada said all the songs. But then Jamuna Devi was stretching. No, Prabhupada, one song you must like more than other. Prabhupada said, no, I like all the songs of our acharyas. But one song you like the most? He said, yes. Hari Hari Vifale Janam. So when Prabhupada said this, generally devotee get enthusiastic to understand this. So first of all, Vittalesha Prabhu, do you have a translation there?
Yes.
Okay, can you read the translation so people, when you sing, you hopefully evoke the affection for it.
Okay. O Lord Hari, I have wasted my life. Although I have taken this very human birth, I have not served Radha and Krishna, and thus I have knowingly drunk poison. The treasure of divine love in RadhaKunda has descended as a congregational chanting of Lord Hari's holy names. Why did my attraction for that chanting never come about? Day and night my heart burns in the fire of the poison of worldliness, and I have not accepted the means for relieving it. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Raja, became the son of Sachi, and Balaram became the Tad. The holy name delivered all those souls who were lowly and wretched. The two sinners, Jadai and Madhai, are evidence of this. O Lord Krishna, son of Nanda, accompanied by your daughter Vrishabhanu, please be merciful to me now. Lord Das says, O Lord, please do not push me away from your reddish lotus feet. For who is my beloved except for you?
Hari Hari Vifale Janam Guaino. Hari Hari Vifale Janam Guaino. Manasya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Manasya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Janiya Suniya Vishakaino Janiya Suniya Vishakaino Golakera Premadhana Hare Nama Sankirtana Golakera Premadhana Ratina Janmila Keneta Ratina Janmila Keneta Ratina Janmila Keneta Ratina Janmila সংসার বিষানলে দিবানি সিয়া জলে সংসার বিষানলে দিবানি সিয়া জলে তরিয়াইতে জুড়াইতে না কইনু পায় জুড়াইতে না কইনু জুড়াইতে পায় জুড়াইতে না কইনু ব্রজেন্দ্র নন্দনা যে সাজে সুত হৈলাসে ব্রজেন্দ্র বলরাম হইল নিতাই বলরাম হইল নিতাই বলরাম হইল নিতাই বলরাম হইল দিনহীন যত ছিল হরি নামে উদ্ধারিল দিনহীন তার সাক্ষী জগায় মাধায় তার সাক্ষী জগায় মাধায় তার সাক্ষী জগায় মাধায় তার সাক্ষী আহা প্রভু নন্দা সুতাম বৃষভানু সুতা সুতা প্রভু করুণা কর করুণা কর করুণা কর করুণা নরতম দাস কায় না থেলি রঙ্গা পায় নরতম দাসে কায় না থেলি রঙ্গা পায় তোমা বিনে কে আছে মারা তোমা বিনে কে আছে আমারা তোমা বিনে ভজেন্দ্র নন্দন জয় সচি সুত হৈল সে ভজেন্দ্র নন্দন জয় Balaram Haila Nitai, Balaram Haila Nitai. Dina hina jata chila Hare name uddharila. Dina hina jata chila Tara Sakshi Jagai Madhai. Tara Sakshi Jagai Prabhu Nanda Sutta Vishabhanu Sutta Sutta Prabhu Nanda Sutta Karuna Kara Yevar Karuna Kara Yevar Narottama Dase Kai Natheliya Ranga Pai Narottama Dase Kai Tuma bina ke ache ama Tuma bina ke ache ama Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Haila Se Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Haila Balarama Haila Nitai Balarama Haila Nitai Jaya Krishna Chandra Bhagavan 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 Jaya Radha Rani Raseshwari Radha Rani Raseshwari Jaya Radha Rani Shari Radha Rani Raseshwari. We read the translation here. We're going to discuss a little bit of Shri RadhaKunda and then we'll go to the Bhagavatam. Because this is a very special day and a lot of discussion took place. First of all, why it is called Bahulastami. So before we begin, we beg the mercy from Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara so you all can join together. Om Jnanati Mirandhasya Yenanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurube Nam Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishnu Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Pancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhupaye Vacham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare So on this day, RadhaKunda appearance day. But then when we research, we see that actually RadhaKunda originally appeared in Golok Vrindavan one time. Then reappeared here when Krishna killed the Aristasura for the purification. That happened in the month of Chaitra. So how do we celebrate in Kartik, Damodar month? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful. When he came to Vrindavan, he was taking a tour and excavating all the hidden or latent holy places. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one time, is this offered? Thank you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was excavating who was with Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. If we cannot remember, we cannot meditate. And I'm stressing this, that we should remember Krishna. How are we going to remember? We have to have a reference. We have to follow, align with Prabhupada's teachings, our Acharya's teaching, then we can remember him. What's the first instruction of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? Manmana. Prabhupada said these four are the essence of entire Gita. Manmana, Bhavamad Bhakta, Majjaji, Mam Namasku. Four things. But first thing, the other things you have to be initiated, all this. But anybody who really follows must remember Krishna. Think of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I'll give you a little story before we are coming to this RadhaKunda experience. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had two assistants. One was Balabhadra Bhattacharya, Balabhadra Bhatt. They are accompanying Mahaprabhu, and then Mahaprabhu, of course, picked up Sonoria Brahman, who is a disciple of Madhavendra Puri at Mathura. We must remember this because this is what significance of this disciplic succession, more superior than any other, in a sense that the sentiment of Vrindavan only revealed through this, through Madhavendra Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu detected in the dealings of that Brahmana, Sonoria, the last name, Srila Prabhupada explained in the purport. I remember reading a couple years back. It's in Madhulila, last chapter, 24, where amongst the Brahmana class, there is a gradation. And Mahaprabhu says, Mahaprabhu detected that he has an emotion. This kind of sentiment is not visible amongst the Vaishnava in this world. So Mahaprabhu was curious. How did you got initiated by someone? He said, yes, because generally sannyasis, they eat in Brahmana's house. They do not eat anybody's house. Now, this is not a fanaticism. This is a scientific reason. Why? Because the Brahmanas, naturally, they offer the food to Vishnu. The other caste, they don't offer. Of course, I'm not saying all the Brahmana nowadays does. But traditionally, Brahmana means they offer the food to Vishnu. So Mahaprabhu used to take prasadam from the only Brahmanas. Of course, Vaishnava, but Vaishnava was not that time visible. Brahmanas were visible. So Mahaprabhu was invited by Sonariya Brahman and he accepted. But then when he noticed that his dealings, he's offering the food, he's singing, crying, there must be some astonishing. So Mahaprabhu says, by your last name, I don't see that your symptom, your dealings, you must be blessed by someone. He said, yes, my guru, Madhavendra Puri. Then immediately Mahaprabhu said, oh, now I see why. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada, everybody gave this comment. The why did Mahaprabhu says that nobody, no Vaishnava can have this symptom of Brajavasi's mood, Raganaga Bhakti. Why only Madhavendra Puri? Because Madhavendra Puri is the seed of that Prema Bhakti. No one else. It is important to know. If you go to the shops, they have a price tag, especially in the jewelry store. Some diamond can be 50,000. One time in my life, I sold one, 96,000. So, valuation is checked by how? By the demand. When the demand is high, value goes high. You follow? Any merchandise in this world. Then accounting is very important. Why? Because you want to see how much profit you're making. You're not losing. In our spiritual life, if we don't value, what is this RadhaKunda? Why Prabhupada talks so much about RadhaKunda? And there was a misconception amongst the disciples. Hayagriva Prabhu even wrote in his own book how some devotees were like diving like a swimming pool in RadhaKunda. I'm sure you all heard. And the report came to Prabhupada. Prabhupada was heavy. So back and forth, many discussions took place. Even morning walk. One disciple asked Prabhupada, I bathe in RadhaKunda. How come I'm not seeing symptoms? It's very nice. Those are very nice questions. If it is not bothering us, then what we are doing? Bhakti means you have to be not turmoil in a bad sense. The heart should be moving. Am I progressing? Otherwise, how do you know you are progressing or are you going to take birth again? Haribol, that Prabhu has a new baby now. Well, you didn't know that baby was a big guy before, but did not want to advance, just hanging around with the devotees. Prabhus and mothers, those who are listening, try to be serious. Make this life your last life and take as many devotees with you. You follow? If you didn't like this life, why you want to come back again? And you think just because hanging around you will be in Golok Vrindavan. Nowhere it says that. Show me. I'm eager to know. We have to be serious. Mahaprabhu is serious in his day-to-day preaching. He's detecting. How is this symptom? So he asked. Then he said, I'm a disciple of Madhavendra. Then Mahaprabhu says, now I can understand why you are exhibiting this symptom. It is only possible who got blessed by Madhavendra Puri. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he writes very nicely, he says, Madhavendra Puri in his last stage, Ishwar Puri was taking care so much. There's a good disciple and bad disciple. Ramachandra Puri was exhibiting not a good example of a disciple. And Ishwar Puri is the perfect example of a disciple. Madhavendra Puri says, you are doing so much service. You don't have to, but you are eager to serve. And your understanding is so good. I'm sorry. I made you to do a lot of service. Ishwar Puri expressed his gratitude, how he is eager to serve. Why do we need mercy from Guru or Vaishnava, senior Vaishnava? Why? What are you trying to achieve? To awaken love, which all along within the heart, it will never be awakened until two potency. Katakan rahi Prabhu tare alengia bidai korila tare sakti sancharila. Madhya Lila chapter 9, 99. Prabhupada asked that question. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over the world. He delivered thousands of people. What does that mean? He delivered thousands of people. Now, then Prabhupada said, nowadays our Guru Maharaj also, another purport Prabhupada said, he is delivering thousands of people through his disciple. Of course, who was doing it? It was himself. But he didn't want to talk about himself, but he was going around. But then question the Prabhupada asked is very nice. He said, what does that means? When you say my Guru is delivering me, what does that mean? Oh, out of material world? Well, that's liberation. So as the world is looking, Buddhism, Mayavadism, impersonalism, Brahmavadi, so many. What is their purpose? Everybody wants to get out of material nature. What's the difference? That's not our goal. When Haridas Thakur was asked, what is the result of this Krishna consciousness chanting? Is it liberation, cessation of the material suffering, or higher destiny? Haridas Thakur says, none of this. These are external byproduct. This is not our goal. Balaramacharya, of course, I won't go that route. Balaramacharya did not like it, so he challenged. And then he, of course, he lost his nose. So back to this topic, that two potency we must detect within us. Is it coming from the heart of my Guru? If it is not coming, something is blocking in between Guru's mercy and me. You follow? What is that? And Srila Prabhupada translate this cognizant potency and pleasure potency. What is cognizant potency? We have to discuss in full depth. So you should meditate on it. What is that? So back to this story, because I want to finish it and then if we have time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after satisfied in his house, and Sonariya Brahman Mahaprabhu gave a hug. They had a wonderful reciprocation for some time. Then Mahaprabhu left Mathura. But Sonariya Brahman could not resist himself. He wanted to go with Mahaprabhu. So they traveled. While they were traveling, they came to a place very interesting, that they came to a place where Mahaprabhu was exhibiting his. Now there is a dilemma. There is a, two sides of the polar. One side, Mahaprabhu came to relish in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Another side, he is also Krishna. So Balada Bhadra Bhattacharya, they are very careful. You don't too much expose of the Krishna mood, then he will come back to Krishna. You follow? Because he is Krishna, Mahaprabhu is Krishna. But at the same time, the Radharani is moved how to keep it constantly on top of Krishna. So that it's like a, how would you say, inner war between the associate and Mahaprabhu. Everything he exposed, what he's seeing, what he's excavating, everything has to be aligned with this. This is the duty of the disciple. So after a little time, Mahaprabhu going in a trance sometime, and I'm sure you read in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, he would go under Jamuna and put Balabhadra Bhatto and others are in a extreme fear because they could not find him. They go underwater, he's not there. They got a little scared. They said, no more, you're going to take bath like this. You're going to take bath like a very quick and come out. You cannot go in Jamuna because Mahaprabhu in a mood of Radharani, that Radharani in a separation could not resist. She jumped in a Jamuna. Who found her? Jamuna Devi. Jamuna Devi is the daughter of sun god, Vivasha. So she picked up the baby. She had no idea this is Radharani because it took a transformation. So gave to father. Father, in my Bari river, I found the most beautiful. Then Vivashan said, good, because one of my follower meditating from long time for a daughter, Satyajit. So he gave to Satyajit. That was Satyabhama. Radharani came as a Satyabhama. Anyway, back to this. So Mahaprabhu going in the trance like this in Jamuna. But problem is he didn't come for Satyabhama experience. He came to experience in the Radha's mood. But it has to be like very much checked. You cannot go this way or this way. But of course, Mahaprabhu is also Krishna, independent. Who is going to control him? So it was very challenging. At one point, Mahaprabhu says, just follow from little far, leave me little, give me little time. So Mahaprabhu ran in ecstasy, then sat down under a tree. He's completely merged into meditation of Krishna and Radharani's conversation. At one point, one Mathawala comes. You know Mathawala? A seller of a buttermilk. In Vrindavan till today, there's thousands and thousands of buttermilk sellers there. Mathawala. Mathawala does not have a good income.
Prabhu, you are on mute.
What do you, am I audible now?
Yes, Prabhu.
So now, I would like to concentrate and give me a little gap. You walk from a little far. So Mahaprabhu sat down under this tree and this Mathawala, Sadhu Baba, you have to take some buttermilk. He has no idea this is supreme absolute truth, Radha Krishna together. Can you imagine to me? You can meditate and you can chant half an hour on this meditation. That in front of Mahaprabhu you are chanting. There will be a big purification in the heart when you meditate this. So then Mahaprabhu opened his eyes. He said, I'm not hungry. He said, no, Baba, my wife said I'm not serving the sadhus. That's why I'm suffering. You have to help. I'm a householder. You have to help. You're a sannyasi. I see the dress. You know, in India, people recognize. That's a good thing. In the West nowadays also they recognize. You are Hare Krishna, looks like. Yeah, are you Hare Krishna? Yeah. He's laughing, means he is. Yeah, sometimes they say Buddhist. So Mahaprabhu says, no, I'm not hungry. He said, no, even if you're not hungry, you have to take. My wife said, you must serve sadhu. And you are the person I see. In a sadhu dress, you must take. Mahaprabhu says, but I'm not hungry. He said, no, please help. How much you want me to drink? Drink as much you want. Now, a sannyasi, how much can he drink? He has a big pot. He's going to sell in Mathura. And with the money, he maintains his family. But the idea of serving the sadhu, because it will multiply the effect of value. Serving sadhu means more money in his calculation. But because Mahaprabhu did not come to give money, he came to give Krishna Prem. By Krishna's arrangement, Mahaprabhu's arrangement, he happened to meet Mahaprabhu who appeared like a sadhu. Take as much you want. Okay, leave it here. Give me a little time. I'm concentrating on Krishna. Okay. Then sadhu knows the etiquette. You don't sit in front. Person eat. You see a lot of time Prabhupada eat very peacefully corner in it. It's nice. You can sit with the sadhu, devotees, or just sit quiet. It's difficult. So it's very nice. So he left. He went very far and sitting under a tree. All of a sudden, the hot air also created by Jogomaya. It's all arranged. So that Mathawala is kind of like going like this, dozing off. Dozing off. Dozing off. And Mahaprabhu is thinking, okay, he wants me, he's begging, he's forcing, I'll take. Then he took, gone. After some time, this Mathawala opened his eyes. Oh, this sadhu is gone. He must have taken. But when he came to the pot, and he looked at, sadhu is not here. And guess what Mahaprabhu did? The entire thing. 10 people's Mathawala. Of course, he eats every day zillions of places. So what's the difference? But he had no idea. This is supreme absolute truth. So he took everything. But prior to us, that Mathawala was still in ignorance. But still Mahaprabhu gave him blessing. But he not feeling happy by feeding the sadhu. He wanted to feed the sadhu. But not knowing the sadhu will eat everything. Did you ever do that? Anybody? Mahaprabhu drink the whole 10 people's matha in one spoon. Now, who told Mahaprabhu to drink? Him. He pressured. So he cannot blame Mahaprabhu so much. He also understands. But he's thinking like, what can I get for my family today? They also have to do fasting by feeding sadhus. So he's depressed. Instead of going to Mathura, he left. He coming back home. But he's depressed. He feel like to cry, but then he was thinking, my wife is right, but she pressured me to feed today sadhu. And I feed, but following my wife didn't do any good. Any husband ever say like that? Sure, sometimes. They may not say it. They think. Every time new person entering it. So then what happened? Mahaprabhu left, and this Mathawala is depressed. Finally came near home. And his wife is so happy today. He said, wow, you came so quick. This is, so I'm not feeling well. He put the pot, he went to another room and locked the room. Lock it from inside. So, are you okay? He said, yeah, I cannot talk right now. Because he's depressed. Because they will say, there is no buttermilk, there is no money, there is nothing. What happened? We are going to fast. Mahaprabhu did not, Mathawala didn't know how to communicate with his wife. But this is not exactly what happened. The wife of Mathawala saw this. What is this? What is inside this pot? She comes from a very wealthy family, but she has also knowledge about jewels. So she is like looking at it, she's doubting. So she took 1 or 2 pieces and hid the whole butter pot, a hiding place in the house, nobody will see. Now the husband has no clue what is going on. How this girl, this Mataji took the children and went to the market, went to all the way to Mathura. There is a shakra. Shakra means jeweler. Said, how much is this worth? He looks at it, he tests it. Where did you get this? He said, don't ask all this question, tell me how much. He said, I don't have enough money to pay for it. I don't know who is going to buy. You have to go to Delhi, big city. Even those days, the Mughal, Akbar was there. When Mahaprabhu appeared, Akbar was there. He was ruling, where Hastinapur is, that was the place, the capital. So she said, I'm not going there. I don't know how to go to Delhi. It's like a lot. Those days, they don't have a train or anything. You have to get a bullock cart or something. He said, give me whatever you have. So, you sure? Said, yes. So he gave so much money, silver, gold, said, take gold. Okay, take gold, because that was a diamond. Now she's thinking, the amount I'm getting in her mind is thinking, this is enough for living 10 years. Nice food every day. Now I have thousands of this in that pot. How did my husband get this? So she got all this gold and silver hidingly, wrapping up with the cloth so nobody detect. She comes back home, she hide this. She's knocking the door. My dear husband, I love you so much. Now she never said this to her husband. Her husband thinking. It was an empty pot. Is she really like joking, or she is going to like yell to me? She wants me to get out. Then the children. So he said, I'm not feeling well, just leave me alone. But she doesn't understand. Maybe he got shocked. Something happened that he got all this wealth. She's thinking the wealth we got, it will take 5 generations to eat whole forever. Something like that. How is this in the trade he got this? Now he's not understanding, he's thinking there is nothing, and she is thinking something miracle I want to hear, but before that I must hide all this. So she went in the market, they never called anybody to cook. She even invited somebody to cook and will pay salary. So they made a big things. She made a big feast. Finally the husband come out. He said, what is all this about? She fell at the feet of her husband. And he's thinking, she never pay obeisances to me. What is wrong? She's laughing and crying. She embraced the husband. She's thinking, she never embraced me. It's like a, could not put together. She even invited some brahmana to come and honor food, because big feast she made. Then finally, whole thing was over, and then she revealed. She said, tell me, what happened to you? He said, I'm not understanding. What are you doing? He said, don't worry about any of this. Tell me what happened. He said, well, I was following your instruction. Because she was a genius wife, devotee wife, some sort of devotion she had, she told the husband, serve the sadhus. And it happened to be Mahaprabhu as a sadhu. Of course, Jogamaya arranged it. It was not accidental. Nothing is accidental. So, just like the fruit seller lady in Krishna Lila, you remember fruit seller lady? She came to sell the fruits, but instead she gave the fruit to Krishna, but she didn't give it free. She wanted something, some grain, something to exchange. But Krishna's hand, it's a baby hand, no grain stayed. It's a beautiful pastime, but some got stuck in between finger. You can imagine 2.5 years old child taking some grain. Why so many grain didn't want to go? Because they are Lakshmi Devi expansion. Say, Prabhu, This fruit seller lady from Mathura, we are not going to Mathura. We're going to stay here. So they started dropping from his finger. But two got stuck. Didn't go to Mathura. Anyway, another day I'll tell the story of the fruit seller. It's a beautiful, sweet story. How she got a higher position than Putana, of a motherly position in Golok Vrindavan. But back to this story. When this Mathawala heard it, he completely fainted. In the trance, he saw that this sadhu is a genuine supreme. He could not say, he came out and he said, I have to go find the sadhu. She said, what sadhu? The sadhu who gave this all. He said, wait, we want to come. He said, no, you don't know where it is. He ran and ran and ran, looking for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over Vrindavan, could not find. Mahaprabhu was there still, but it is Yogamaya only can allow you to see. Krishna is here. So many times we see, are we stuck? We are doing as a duty. We are not in love. We should pray, then Yogamaya will remove the curtain. Ajopishan abhayatma bhutanam ishwaropishan. This is 4.6 Bhagavad Gita. How Krishna appears. Prakritim sam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Prabhupada said Atmamaya means Yogamaya. By Yogamaya, Krishna is visible. You cannot go to Krishna directly. Nobody can approach Krishna directly. Only through Yogamaya, through his energy. That's why we chant Hare Krishna, not Krishna. Hare Krishna meaning has a very deep meaning. So back to this. This Mathawala whole life cried. He could never act as a Mathawala anymore. Well, he doesn't need Mathawala. He got so much wealth. But he non-stop cried. Why did Mahaprabhu do such wonderful lila? To infuse these two potency through him, from Mahaprabhu to him, to all the villagers in that part of Vrindavan. They all became Vaishnava. Mahaprabhu's Bhakta. After this lila, Mahaprabhu went to Arit Gram, where Chaitanya Chaitamrita explained, Prabhupada gives. Mahaprabhu asked, where is RadhaKunda and Shyamkund? They have no idea. But they know the mystery of RadhaKund, Shyamkund, because it was not a pond, it was a small kind of a ditch. You know, ditch? Yeah, like a pothole. But it was very popular. Why? Because the emperor, Akbar. Many pastime. I'm going to just give you one or two. I was going to read a lot of stuff, but then I saw time is like running out. So I'm just going to paraphrase how I understood. One time Akbar, wherever he goes, Prabhupada said, wherever the king, emperor, he was emperor of the minister, soldier, commander, chief, thousands and thousands of them. So they came near this Aridgam. Aridgam means Oristasur were killed, but it, what do you call, village pronunciation, Oristasur became Arit. Just like Mayapur was named. Anybody knows Mayapur's name was? It was not Mayapur when Bhaktivinoda Thakur saw. Miyapur. Miya is like a Muslim name. Was not a Mayapur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a doubt. Then he traced it and he found it is Mayapur, but they cannot pronounce properly because Yogamaya covers. They used to call Miyapur. So many names in Navadvip. If you trace it origin, it's all spiritual name. Anyway, so Akbar asked the villagers, Akbar didn't ask, he sent the minister, say, I'm thirsty. Those days they didn't have all this water carrier, I guess, or something. So then they say, oh, we don't have enough water, but there is a two ditch pothole. Pothole? little small hole, not a well. He said, no, we have like thousands and thousands of soldiers. Everybody needs water. We need a big reservoir of water. He said, no, this is miracle. But from far, Akbar heard it. He said, bring him here. What he's trying to say? He says, there's a 2-pot hole and it has a little water, but it never ends of water. Akbar was so fascinated. He was fascinated with this Vedic culture. Because Prabhupada said he even had a communication. Rupa Goswami, this Radha Govinda temple. Man Singh was his minister. Man Singh actually helped building. Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta. He was with Radha Govinda temple. So anyway, back to this story. Then when Akbar took water from a pot, bowl, he drank the whole thing. When he finished the whole thing, the pot is still full. It was like unbelievable. He drank again, it's full. Again full. Then he gave it to the minister. All the minister drink. Everybody drank, thousands and thousands of. From that time, Akbar was already suspicious about the mystical potency of these two, RadhaKunda. So RadhaKunda has a very great Mahima. In Nectar of Instruction, text 9, 10, you can read today. It's good. I'm going to jump on why it's called Bahulastami. I put a question. Why it's called Bahulastami? I'm going to just paraphrase instead of reading. There was a beautiful Krishna cow called Bahula. It was a mystical. There's one lion also in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is transcendental, but externally it's fearful. Dhamer upari jara maya pati jal, acha diya rakhe dham ei chirakal. Shri Krishna Chaitanya jara nahi ko sambandha, dhamer upari vas kore sei andha. Dham, who lives in dham? 2 types of people. Andha, this is what the commentary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dhamer upari vas kore sei andha. Who? Shri Krishna Chaitanya jar nahi ko sambandha. Those who are Vaishnava, they can live in the dham. Or Vaishnava, they don't live in the dham. They live in dhamer upari jara maya pati jal. There is a covering potency on top of Holy Dham. They live in Holy Dham. Even in my early days, I remember seeing 81, 82 in Mayapur. From Calcutta, the tourist bus come, then they kill goat, they have a party. This is not activities in Holy Dham. First of all, they already incur sin by eating goat, and eating goat in Holy Dham, you incur 100 times. What is the destiny? Only they know and Krishna knows. But devotees are merciful because we used to have a book distribution within the campus. So you would like some or other trick, each passenger that came, take a book. What did Prabhupada say when somebody appreciate the book and take a book? One of the 4 things you can do. One of the conversation Prabhupada had, very easily he says. So Jashodananda Swami says, oh, he had a 1.5 hour discussion. Prabhupada said, oh, did they take a book? Said, no. Did they honor prasadams? No. Did they give you donation? No. Did they chant Hare Krishna? No. So what is the value of your discussion? Wow, it taught me a lot. Prabhupada said, what is the value of your discussion if they did not do one of these 4 things? It's interesting. Why? Bhakti unmukhi sukriti. They are not doing bhakti, but they need a sukriti, not material sukriti. It's called bhakti unmukhi sukriti. Prabhupada mentioned. Bhakti unmukhi sukriti means they will come to bhakti. Maybe this life, next life, but at least you have started in a motion. You can use metaphor. In a motion, it will keep on going. They don't know yet. They may feel attraction, may not feel. Next life, they will probably take birth near temple or something, somewhere. So this is very nice. 4 things we should always remember. Do it. Then very nicely, this lion talking, I guess they have their language, not English or our language. To the cow, I'm going to eat you right now. Cow said, just wait, just give me little time, because I have a calf. And this baby calf, newly born, will not survive. I'm going to go and feed the calf to the utmost, complete. Then I'll come back. I promise you, you can eat me. It's a nice discussion, isn't it? Between lion and a cow. It only can happen in Vrindavan, not outside jungle. But the cow does not belong to herself. There's a Brahmana who actually takes care of the cow. So the Brahmana heard it. He said, wait, cow, you cannot do that. I am the protector for you. I am the one who brought you. I'll go give myself. When the calf heard it, he said, no, mommy, you're not going. I'll do. So they had some kind of like a, who is going to go? Sacrifice life. Would you like to raise hand to do sacrifice like this for Prabhupada's movement? Yes, we need to do that. We need to really sacrifice our life. Selfless sacrifice, not just sacrifice. Selfless means not much interest for me. It is all pleasing them, their interest. Then the real surrender will take place. So they are having this discussion, they all went there. And Lord Krishna just appeared there with Sudarshan Chakra. It was very interesting. Cow says, you asked me to be eaten, I'm ready to give myself. Take me. The baby calf says, mother, you don't have to worry about me, my sustenance. If I'm eaten by this, then you can live peacefully. The Brahmana said, it is impossible. I'm supposed to be the protector of both of you. If I cannot protect, better I offer myself. So good logic. But because Krishna happened to appear there to protect all of them, that day was 8th day. In Sanskrit called Ashtami. And this incident took place on Bahula, the cow. That's why it's called Bahula Ashtami. But Mahaprabhu, now this Leela that I mentioned, it happened on that day. But when Orishtasura was killed by Krishna, that also happened on month of Chaitra. But this is Damodar month. Why we celebrate Bahulastami on Damodar month? Because Mahaprabhu discovered RadhaKunda and narrated these stories on this day. That's why we celebrate on this day. Not the day Orishtasura was killed, but we narrate the story of Orishtasura. So I make some points. Those who are listening online, you may have a question. There's so much to discuss, but I'll just tell you what Prabhupada says about bathing in RadhaKunda. It's a good vision Prabhupada has. My God, so much information I gather. That's so beautiful. All this surrounding place of RadhaKunda. But let's see. So this is 10.36, has also so much wonderful. Na jane Radhar preme ache kotha bol. This is from Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Adi Leela chapter 4, 123. Je bole amare kore sarvada vipal. I do not know the strength of Radharani's love, with which she always overwhelms me. Radhikara prema guru ami shishyanat. Sada ama nana nitya karaye nachaye udbhat is a glorification of Radharani. That Krishna become the student to learn how to dance at RadhaKund. The glory of Radha. It's very interesting. And who is his Krishna's guru? No. No. Sandipani Muni, I never heard he came to RadhaKund. I mean, possible, but I never heard. He went to Ujjain, that is different. But we are talking about RadhaKund. No, it's the love of Radharani. Love is also a person. You follow? When Krishna entered with Balaram in the wrestling arena, what the ladies felt? They were shocked. Because they have a feeling. When you feel for another person, you feel like that is your feeling. But you never think feeling is a person. When they saw Krishna, the ladies are like, oh my God, our feeling is him. He's the object of our love. But he is also loved personally. Krishna's name is Krishna Boi Saha. Rasa Boi Saha. The aphorism, Vedanta Sutra. What did they say? Rasa Boi Saha. One little aphorism. Thousands and thousands of pages written only on this little aphorism. There's over 500 aphorism. Because anybody comes on the philosophy, if you remember those aphorisms, some at least, you can defeat anybody. And this is required for us. Anyway, Prabhupada gave those aphorisms in everywhere. There's another one is Bhagavatam began with Janma Adi Asya. That's it, little bit. The rest of the Bhagavatam is nothing but from there, pulled out. Janma Adi Asya. So one aphorism is Rasa Vaisha. Krishna is the embodiment, reservoir of all pleasure. You follow? When we drink water, then you can reconcile why Prabhupada said this. He drinks water. Certain things stuck with me. Prabhupada was drinking water, he said, Krishna tastes so good. This is not water. Krishna says, I am the taste of water. Rasaham apshukunteya prabhasmi sasishujjay. Pranava sarvavedishu. But where this come? Rasa Vaisha. So Krishna is also taste. When we taste the prasadam, it is Krishna. His lips touch. We should meditate like this. Then you will become Krishna conscious fully. It's wonderful. Kasmad brinde saki hare pada mulat kutoso kundaranye ki maha kurute nitta shiksham guru ka tam murti prati latam digbi dikshu spuranti shilashivi brahmati parito nartayanti sa paschat. Oh my beloved friend Brinda, where are you coming from? Who is asking? Srimati Radharani. Brinda Devi is answering. I am coming from the lotus feet of Sri Hari. Then Radharani asked, where is he? Radharani asked, where is Krishna? Then he says, oh, he is in the forest of the bank of RadhaKund. What is he doing there? He is learning dancing. Who is his master? Who is the teacher? Taught him dance. Your image, Brinda Devi is saying. Your image, Radharani, revealing itself in every tree and creeper in every direction, is roaming like a skillful dancer, making him dance behind. So beautiful. RadhaKunda Mahima ki jai, Srimati Radharani ki jai, RadhaKanta ki jai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari. Okay, we'll stop here. It's already went more than an hour. I didn't even realize. Thank you, Prabhu's and Mother. Thank you. Tomorrow I'll be in Alachua, Florida, and we'll give class from there.
You gonna stay for the Gopashtami?